Hello, welcome to Family. We've got your back. We're posting on Saturday because I lost my voice yesterday, and see, it's back.
Almost 80%. Yeah, it was awful. Yesterday, it was. She could barely gurgle stuff out. It sounded awful.
It's cold and flu season.
Yay!
Welcome to my life.
Yeah.
Somebody brings home something that's mild, and I catch it and get it really bad. So
Yeah.
I was compared to Marge Simpson's sisters yesterday. Yep. I was asked to change cigarette brands and Roz from Monsters Inc.
Yes.
So all those voices that are in your head of how I might have sounded.
Accurate.
There's your representation. Go listen to those. And so now it's just a little bit stuffy. And
it was probably me that brought it home. Because I'm around
you didn't get it.
I just don't get it.
It's probably Esther that gave it to me.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Probably.
So, all right. But no big deal because, whatever.
Yeah.
Because why start a fight over somebody who gave you what illness, right? Like,
it's
a dumb thing
that would be
start
stupid.
a fight over. So, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Don't be a peacemaker. Don't start a fight over who got you sick, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, that's what our next, we're still talking about forgiveness and peacemaking.
Mm-hmm.
And the definition we chose for peacemaking is the act of resolving conflict or avoiding it. All right. So it's a willful choice to not cause contention, anger, or resentment on purpose. Right. And so if that happens accidentally, then you employ peacemaking skills. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But so this week we're going to talk about two different aspects of peacemaking. First is fostering an atmosphere of peace, meaning let's avoid causing a conflict on purpose, right? So in order to do that, it's best if you choose love as the first motivator for your actions, in that you don't want, like, acting out of anger or revenge or upset or offense isn't going to get you a peaceful result. No. Right? They're more likely to come back at you with anger and resentment and offense.
Yeah. And then on the other hand, of course, like if you are actually concerned for your relationship or have some level of empathy for the person, then it's going to be easier for you to say, oh, I see that we have an issue, this gap or whatever. And then you peaceably resolve it.
Yeah. What can we do to come back together? Mm-hmm. How can, what needs to happen so that this issue is a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block? There you go. That's clever. Okay. So,
yes, it is.
Just came.
She declares.
So anyway, for instance, we had a situation where someone thought that I was being angry and vengeful when it was more, I am concerned because this situation isn't okay.
Yeah. And
because it was through text, they didn't understand that I was saying, this is not okay. Please do something about it because you're in charge and I'm not, and it's not my say, it's yours. And
so it's always tricky when you're dealing with text messages because you're completely at the mercy of what is happening at the other person's mind.
Yeah, and you don't know what's in their mind.
You can't dictate what happens. So that's why a conversation is oftentimes a lot better.
Yes. So peacemaking over text.
Yeah.
Or email or letter or whatever. doesn't get you 90% of the conversation, because only 10% is what is actually said. And that's why emojis were invented and GIFs. Right?
Yeah, just make sure there's an emoji or a GIF associated.
Smile! Do this or else. Smile!
That might be passive aggressive, though.
Yeah, no. So you see what I'm saying? So 90% is tone of voice and their look on their face and their body language, right? Yeah. And so
their eyebrows. Yeah.
And the pause before they speak, or you see them thinking of the right word to say, right? Like that is part of the communication. Yeah. And so it's very difficult to communicate and peaceably coexist when your only communication is written, right? And so at the very least, try a phone call when you are trying to be a peacemaker. Yeah. Best if it's in person.
Yeah, right. So I also think too, it's like, the days of writing handwritten letters have way been gone.
Yeah. We still get cards in the mail.
We still get cards in the mail
from people we love on special occasions, and it's lovely. It's wonderful.
It is great.
But even that doesn't convey.
No, it doesn't.
The peacemaking.
But it does communicate an extra level of effort.
True.
And that is what is impressive. And
you can read something into that extra level of effort. But yeah, these typed and then emailed, like there's no effort on your part, right?
It's all just spontaneous.
Who knows the AI
and you can even
it either.
Yeah, you can even tell your email to just type it up for you.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, hey, describe this, Google or whatever.
Yeah. Like when you got that letter from your student that was totally AI saying you're a terrible teacher, I was like, wow, it was so AI. And we're like, wow, you can't even chew out your teacher because they're trying a new different program that you want to be fed the information instead of struggling to learn it, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, you're a bad teacher because I'm dumb. Well, that's not what it said.
That's not what it's.
That's not what it said. But, it's like, okay, like you can't even use your own words to chew out your teacher, right? So don't use AI in your peacemaking efforts. It needs to be genuine. I mean, maybe the idea could come from them, but not the words, right? Yeah. So in your peacemaking efforts, you need to be genuine.
As awkward as that may be,
yes,
it's even more impactful if it's a little bit awkward, because it is an uncomfortable situation.
Like the skating panda. Today I watched the figure skating gala, and the men's single gold medalist skated to Kung Fu Fighting, sung by Jack Black, in a panda costume, and did a triple jump in a panda costume and shocked the world. Like, hey, you do you, kid. It was the weirdest, funniest thing I've ever seen. And he describes himself as shy and awkward, right? Hey,
yeah. Shy and awkward.
Go for it, right? Yeah. Let him express that. And I don't think I'll ever forget that my entire life.
I doubt that you will. You'll bring it up every 4 years.
I probably will. And so what we were trying to say is be your authentic self. If that is a figure skating panda, then that's what it is, right? So when you are fostering an atmosphere of peace, you cannot fake it. No. Because if you have that resentment and anger and hurt in your heart, it will show. Mm-hmm. And so if you want to be a peacemaker, you need to feel peace about, right?
Yeah.
You need, and I'm not saying about the situation that you are in.
Right.
But you need to feel peace at some level in your soul so that you can find it within yourself to expand that peace to this current situation. Right? You can't be all...
And if you're
angsty and fighty.
Yeah, and if you are misread as you're communicating, then you're still going to be at some level of peace about it. Instead of reacting, right. You've already got that peace in your heart.
Yeah, you can say, "I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant." intended to imply this, or I intended to communicate that I
there needs to be a resolution.
Wanted to resolve this and not cause a bigger fight. I'm so sorry, right? And so that back and forth communication is really important. And so if someone is angsty and angry about it, it is harder, but you can still bring peace to the conversation, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be considerate.
Yeah, that's part of that.
You have to care about the other person or group that you are struggling with. Because if you don't care about them, oftentimes I can treat them however I want since I don't like them. And that's not the case either, right? It's like, oh, we should be loving towards everyone, except for when I'm mad. And then I can punch you.
You're right.
Or I can drive away in the car and leave you on the curb. Or all these horrible things that people do. Or I can have road rage. And my son and I were chased down the road the other day because this guy felt that he
was cut off.
Yeah.
He
was racing up the illegal, like where cars park on the side of the road, right? He was racing up there so that he could get into a right turn lane and turn. And he was going so fast, and there was a huge line of cars, so my son couldn't see him, and he pulled into the turning lane where the white line led him, right? And this guy comes barreling up and honks, and then he chases us and runs 3 red lights to follow us. And we're like, oh my word, this guy is crazy. And I called the cops, and I was like, we're being chased. And they're like, oh, well, drive to the police station. I'm like, hello?
Yeah.
And so my son was like evasive driving, and we finally lost him. I'm like, and they're like, well, next time just come to the police station. Well, thanks for your help. We could have been murdered, right? By this road rage thing that wasn't even a big deal. There was no car crash. It was just an accidental oops. It's like, really? You're gonna
lose it over that?
Yeah, really. It was that like scary situation for us, and we're like, wow, I don't want to live at your house type thing, right? And so just because you're mad doesn't give you license to treat people however you want, right? There has to be some sort of control for your actions that you have so that you aren't mistreating people, hurting them, abusing them, just because you disagree or are angry or upset, right? Like, no. And that's something I've struggled with, is realizing that just because you're mad doesn't mean you can act however you want, right? Because when I'm mad, my logic leaves and I do dumb stuff. And it's the biggest regret of my life and something that I have worked really hard to change. But anyway, so, that being considerate when you have a legitimate complaint against someone is really difficult. But in order to be a peacemaker, you have to have enough self-mastery to say, I'm going to be considerate and kind no matter how they treat me.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I am not going to give them the power to choose my actions. I am going to choose my actions no matter what they do. And that is the first step to becoming a peacemaker. Right.
And hopefully, over time, what that should do is that should build up a talent for being a compassionate, empathetic person that people actually seek after to create harmony. Yeah.
Yeah. They enjoy being in your presence because
there's never any conflict.
No. But when there is conflict, it doesn't become a thing.
Right. That's what I'm implying. The conflict is resolved easier because there's some kind of mutual understanding and appreciation for each other.
Right.
So.
Right. And so when that doesn't work, what do we do? Okay.
That doesn't work.
Because often it doesn't. We listen, right? We have to make sure that we understand where they're coming from, what they're trying to communicate, what their view of the situation is. Because if you don't listen and understand that and try to say, okay, I see where your point, right? You're not going to get anywhere. If you're just, you know, butting heads and you're not like trying to understand, there will be no resolution. There is no peace if you are just trying to win and fight.
Right. And this has been one of the things that I have struggled with too, because whenever there is some kind of a conflict, when you're listening, you need to genuinely listen.
Right.
You need to make sure that you're understanding what is happening even if there's anger and contention, it's important to truly listen to what is happening. Otherwise, you're just going to dig yourself into a bigger hole.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oftentimes when there's upsetness, we're kind of hardwired to say, let's try to ease the tension. What can I do to make that tension go away? Instead of actually addressing what is being addressed.
That is your tendency, yes.
Yes. That's my tendency.
And mine is just listen. I'm trying to tell you what's wrong, right? And
I'm like, I just want to.
He's causing more of a problem by not listening to what I'm trying to say, right? And so it's an art form. It really is. We'll have to have Trent's parents on sometime and have them teach us how to be great people, because apparently they've never fought, and so we're like, oh well, that would be nice. But anyway, I've got a dog right here. Okay. So if you are so worried about what you're going to say next or proving your next point that you're not paying attention to their issue, then you've got a problem.
Yeah.
So listen. And then the next thing is respond appropriately after you find out what their issue is, right? And they should give you the same respect, right? That they listen to what your side is, right? Because if you don't have willing participants, then, peace talks, right? There's one person that's like demanding and the other countries are like, oh, well, okay, go ahead and continue beating us up, right? It's like, no, that's not what this is. It's you have to both desire peace.
Yeah.
And we could go another episode where we say, well, what if the other person doesn't want peace or the other party doesn't want peace? It's like, then it's really hard to make peace between you and not be a doormat or bullied, right? And so it's really, really difficult. And so there are things that you can do if both parties don't want peace. And one could be just, no matter what they do or say, you act loving.
Yeah.
And eventually that behavior will change because they're not getting the response they want from you, right?
Well, yeah. And I mean, I don't want to say that it's healthy, but in some situations, if you can't see eye to eye, then you avoid the topic.
Or them.
Or them. Yeah.
It's like you can often choose who you want to be around. Work or school is harder, but, like personal friendships, like you don't have to call the person who's screaming at you. You don't have to be friends. Family members, that's harder. Harder. So work and school and other, sometimes if you're religious church situations or, and family, those are really, those are the peacemaking skill honing situations.
Right.
And first and foremost, your family is your family, right?
You don't get to choose your family, right? And
loosely define the word family because they want to include the people that they like. And so they don't have to make an effort to like their family or love their family.
Yeah.
Right. And that's not the rules, right?
No. Yeah. If like, you can get along with people that you didn't necessarily choose to be with, how powerful is that?
Right? You can go far.
Yeah.
And you can get along with anybody.
Uh-huh. And
there's some people that just refuse to behave appropriately. And, and you have to be really, really good at peacemaking and being understanding and not giving them power over your life when they mistreat you so that you aren't fist fighting in the workplace, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a big deal. And so learning these skills, and you can Google whatever tips for peacemaking, right? So anyway, for specific skills, right? But listening, acting in love, responding appropriately, and just being considerate, and just slow to anger, right? And just choosing not to be offended or hurt, not giving them the power. Those are really big peacemaking things. And so, especially in just today's world of angstiness in every aspect of your life, it's really, really hard to be the calm in the storm. But it's worth it. It really, really is worth it.
Agreed.
So, your assignment is engage. You wrote this. I did. Engage behaviors of peacemakers
In your conversations and actions.
I don't understand that sentence.
Engage behavior. So peacemakers have specific behaviors that they do, and engage them. It's like
your
purposely.
Star Trek. Engage. Okay.
Yes, that.
Okay.
Purposely choose these things that we've discussed today in your behaviors and stuff like that. Let it become part of who you are, so that, like I said, people can seek you out as a calm in the storm.
Yes. You're not being a doormat.
No.
You are being a safe haven.
Right.
All righty. Hopefully next week I'll have 100% my voice back. But good luck.
Yeah. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.